action underway here. The defending champion, Travis Cook's favorite athlete, the Native American Indian warrior, Jeremy Lightfoot, defending the gold here against Shaft.
Well, the man he should be defending the gold against is the man sitting at ringside, the great one, gorgeous Gary Jackson. But as usual, Jeremy Lightfoot has ducked competent challengers yet again as he's in there with Shaft.
Well, I'm not one to argue that point. I agree with you firmly. Gary Jackson deserving a shot at the Missouri and Illinois heavyweight title, but right now, Lightfoot has his hands full with the capable challenge of Shaft.
Now, Tony Costa set this whole thing up because he's afraid of Gary Jackson interfering in the match. I don't know what made him think that could happen, but you just saw Gary Jackson at ringside after a good series of moves, getting up, applauding like the knowledgeable wrestling fan that he is, and referee Jim Harris pulls him back in his seat.
Well, these guys got to also consider, too, that Gary's not one that's going to blow the opportunity to become the champion again by interfering in the match. Most certainly. My Lord, the sights here at South Broadway, unbelievable. But in the ring,
I'm in the mood for a milkshake. How about you?
My Lord, in the ring, Shaft working on Lightfoot, very hard to concentrate on the action. Fans, you got to experience this stuff live and in person. Your next opportunity, Saturday night, October 6th. Pro Wrestling returns right back here to South Broadway. Every title on the line.
Meanwhile, the big one is on the line. And look at Gary Jackson applauding that great move. And referee Jim Harris is accosting him like Harris is a member of the Maplewood Police Department or something.
Unbelievable. Travis Cook coming off with more one-liners than them guys on Comedy Central. And speaking of Comedy Central, Gary Jackson here trying to get out of his seat. Unbelievable stuff, Travis.
Absolutely. As is Jeremy Lightfoot now with the advantage on Shaft. Oh, there's that engine chop of his. And again, the southpaw from Tulsa going to work. And a clothesline.
Beautifully executed clothesline after a series of tomahawk-style chops to the chest. Jeremy Lightfoot going to work. This is a battle of authenticity. You know, the NAWC is very good with this type match.
Well, you know, this is a situation where it's the Native American in there. And I suppose that the Democratic Party would love this match more than any other. I don't know. Who knows? But nonetheless, every anti-defamation league in the country is watching this one. A chop now to the knee by Lightfoot.
Notice how Jeremy Lightfoot sticking to one body part here on Shaft, choosing to take the legs out from Shaft. That might be a good strategy here, Travis.
Well, Lightfoot actually using strategy right here, but remember what I've said many times out here before. It's been safe.
No, he is not on the fire water.
Well, that goes without saying, but nonetheless, what I've said many times out here before is that the way to beat Jeremy Lightfoot is to get under his skin, get him out of his game plan, get him mad. He'll lose his focus, and you can take him apart at that point. Believe me, I've engineered that happening a lot of times in the past. I don't know if Shaft is smart enough to pick up on that.
Oh, what goes up must come down. Shaft in a lot of trouble here. Gary Jackson moving in for a closer look. What's Jim Harris and Tony Costa doing here, backing him up? He's just trying to get a closer look at the action.
Gary Jackson, a gentleman and a sportsman, is doing nothing more but trying to walk up to the ring apron and shout words of encouragement to these two fine athletes. And what thanks does he get?
Well, you know, he does have a vested interest because one of these two individuals will face gorgeous Gary Jackson in November for that heavyweight championship.
It's Shaft now going to work on the leg, now barring the arm. Gary Jackson appreciating the scientific abilities of both athletes. I'm sure that he's out here to do nothing more. And now Shaft continuing to work on the leg, stomping on that ankle.
And now Shaft taking him to the floor here, Travis. Gonna slam that already injured leg against that hard part of the ring there. Jeremy Lightfoot now in serious trouble at the hands of Shaft. Shaft giving no rest here to Lightfoot, continuing the a north side mugging. Shaft staying on the attack here against Lightfoot.
So that's how he got his wrestling training. I'll be darned, I never knew that. Shaft now going back to the leg. And I noticed he wore that fake leather coat out here again too. You know, just after I complimented him here, and he's Corona left the other day for upgrading to a terry cloth towel. He's backtracked. He's gone back to that fake leather coat. You know, some people around here just don't have the sense of style that I do.
No doubt, but you know, it's not about style, it's about substance in the ring. It's a will of skill in the ring, and I don't think the Shaft is up to the task here against Lightfoot. Lightfoot is just far superior to Shaft in my opinion.
Well, if you're talking about substance, in my mind, the substance is sitting right there in a chair at ringside, being surrounded by Tony Costa and that mall cop wannabe, Jim Harris.
You know, Jim Harris, I gotta hand it to the guy. He's one of the finest officials money can buy.
Should use some of that money to buy some Grecian formula. He'll wash that gray right out of his hair. That challenger now going back to the hamstring. And the one thing I'm noticing out here, and again, most people wouldn't pick up on this because most people just aren't as smart as I am, but I'm noticing in a heavyweight championship match, I'm not seeing the aggressive streak from either one of these athletes that you need to be a champion at a top level. All Shaft has worked on the leg, and he's going for holds, and he's trying to wear him down. But at some point, you got to pick up a chair and belt somebody, Tim.
Well, you know, you have to have that deep-seated hunger to become champion. The only person here that I see that has that hunger is Gary Jackson at ringside.
Absolutely. Now Jackson again just trying to get out of his chair to go get a Diet Coke. But no, Jim Harris has to get himself some more camera time. Shaft with that headbutt goes for the cover. 1, 2. Referee Bobby Patton out of position as usual. Cover again, count of 2.
Well, you know, if you really want to get under Jim Harris's skin, you got to remind the fans at home, it's senior official Bobby Patton.
That is true, senior official Bobby Patton. Certified as such by the AARP. Figure 4 leg lock now by the challenger. He's been working on that leg, but again, he's kept it within the rules, and when you're wrestling a heavyweight champion, you just can't do that.
No, and now Shaft reaching for the rope. Bobby Patton going to make the two of these guys break this up. I agree with you here, Travis. This has been a great and outstanding match, but that fire is missing in this match. Somebody needs to turn up the heat and take it home because Gary Jackson's waiting like a wolf in the woods for the prey.
As far as I'm concerned, both men are right for the pickings right now. Both men are showing signs. And look at that, Shaft losing his focus here.
And now Gary almost getting himself, wait a second here.
Wait a second. Well, Shaft lost his focus, and that is inexcusable in a heavyweight championship match. He went over there and jawed at Jackson, who did absolutely nothing but sat in his chair for the last 10 minutes and has been minding his own business.
And fans, speaking of business, Pro Wrestling returns Saturday night, October the 6th, right here to South Broadway. All the titles, all the gold, on the line, Saturday night, October 6th, South Broadway.
Now, what was that all about? Lightfoot discarding his wristband and just throwing it at Jackson.
Gary obviously doesn't care who he must face, and we almost had a 3 count there.
That was Tim Miller's favorite hold, the small package, and it almost came away with a victory. Tim Miller, of course, can analyze that hold because he is the Mmwa SICW expert on small packages. He's dumbfounded by that last comment and has run away. Body slam now by Lightfoot, drops a knee. And now the champion back in control.
But you know, back to what you were saying before here, Travis, there seems to be a lack of fire with these two guys. You know, for a heavyweight title match, this is kind of falling flat.
Well, don't get me wrong. They're both exhibiting great wrestling skill out there. I'm not taking anything away from either one of them. But what I'm saying, because I've managed athletes at a top level who have been champions in other places, and I can tell you when you are a champion, you have to be willing to do anything it takes, whatever it is, inside the rules or whatever, to keep or win that title. And I'm not seeing that out of either one of these gentlemen right now.
Perhaps it's overcautiousness on behalf of both athletes or the distraction of Gary Jackson at ringside. Something is causing these two to be at a lower level tonight, in my opinion.
Well, they're just too nice of a guy, really, is what both of them are. And that's why all the fans and all the rednecks out there like him, but that's why neither one of them will be successful over the long term like the people I've been associated with, because we never had that problem.
Boy, you love to toot your own horn, don't you?
Toot. You know what Dizzy Dean once said, it ain't bragging if you did it. And I did it.
And now Shaft, he's not so sure, lifting that arm up for a test of strength.
Right now. I agree with you.
I agree.
That's what I've been saying for 10 minutes.
And Gary Jackson, impromptu, joining us for commentary. Always great to hear from the next champ.
Absolutely. And I thought his words rang very true right there, Tim.
The ratings meter just went through the roof when Gary Jackson got on the mic. And Jeremy Lightfoot now trying to take it to Shaft. Shaft made his way to his feet here, Travis. Backs him into the corner.
You know, those people over at Nielsen right now, their ratings boxes, their meters are going through the roof because in one fell swoop, you had the great one and the golden voice on the same microphone. Never in the history of professional wrestling has that ever been accomplished. Vince McMahon can't say he's done it. Ted Turner can't say he's done it, but only South Broadway was able to do it. This is a milestone day in professional wrestling history, Tim.
It may be. If Jeremy Lightfoot and Shaft can't take us home pretty soon here, fans, we're running out of TV time. We hope to bring you the entirety of this match. If we run out of time, we'll bring you the remainder next week. But Jeremy Lightfoot up top, big chop.
Came off that second rope, and now Lightfoot showing a little bit more aggressiveness, but again, not following up, going for a pinfall. Count of two. Should have pounded his head in a couple of times there, Squaw. You might have had it.
And Lightfoot obviously frustrated at this point, fans. Stay with us as long as you can. We're running out of time. Lightfoot looking to put away Shaft here, Travis. Gary Jackson serving as a ringside cheerleader.
And now Lightfoot going for a gorilla press. That didn't work. What is this? On top. Going for a Rana. He got it. Lightfoot countered it for a brief moment, but Shaft was able to follow through.
Shaft becoming the first 60-year-old to execute that hold in the entire history of wrestling.
What? He doesn't look a day over 57, Tim. Headbutt by Shaft.
And there's the big diving headbutt. Usually the setup for that big ankle lock. He's going to do it again, I think, for good measure. There it is.
Trying to use that head as a battering ram. Covering him, 1, 2, and no. Again, a fundamental error right there by Shaft because you've got the man weakened down, you've hurt his back. What you need to do if you're going to attempt a pinfall right there is put a quarter Nelson on that head, hook the leg, and join the hands. If you can do that, he can't escape. But again, Shaft isn't as smart as I am.
Or a handful of trumps is always effective, but Gary Jackson on the apron